Hello everyone. So yesterday we made more RTGs. That's what we are going to do today as well. And we also got some hydrazine yesterday. So that will help us using the VTOL and the shuttle, right, for the various go fetch missions that we need to do. Today it's Sunday morning, something like 11:15 a.m. Pacific time. So that will be 12, 1, 2, 2:15 p.m. Eastern time, right? So we are going to make more RTGs today, but just because I need to get cracking. And also I'm planning on going on vacation September 10th through the following Monday. I will be out. So I will be out for 4 days. And in those 4 days, we are going to do the Wanderer missions, right? They will be pre-recorded again. So just to let you guys know, I stream every day and I only play on stream, so you guys get to see everything. If you want to get notified, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bell icon will give you an in-app notification, or it will simply send you an email if you don't have the YouTube app installed. The game is loaded. Let's see if it shows up in OBS. It does show up in OBS. How about in YouTube? Just waiting for the switch to happen. There we are. Perfect. All right. So it's the same thing. We now have this much power. 7,008. So we need to make more of these guys here. And we have now all the hydrazine, which is great. Good news bears. This thing is almost full. We don't need any steel anymore. We made all the steel that we need. We have this entire thing full of soil. So we're just short like 1 or 2 soil canisters of finishing the steel. Here's some empty containers. There's already 2 on the shuttle. And these containers we use for lithium. The nanocarbon is done, right? The lithium we need 3 more containers to sort of have a match with the nanocarbon, right? And yeah, that's what we need to be doing, right? And this is the current structures here. Looks pretty crazy. Did we do it all the way to the end? Almost. We started the end, which is good. And then I will slowly, I think, just fill it up. I don't know if I will just sweep across like so, from right to left. Not sure if that's what I'm going to do, or maybe from the back to the front. Depends on how things will be going. Gravity wasn't animated because I was too far away. Jesus, I thought I had you. And my goal is to have 4 sets of 6 today. Just checking YouTube. Hey, Colton, how are you doing? I'm super early to the stream. Yeah, very early, Colton. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. This is, the next couple of days will be somewhat boring because we just need to make those structures and print the RTGs and put the RTGs on those structures, right? There's just no other way of doing this. There is no way of automating that. And I will check chat periodically. But first and foremost, I need to do this manually, right? There's no other way of doing this. And once they print the second set, I will stop them because it's going to get a little bit much. Oh, I'm still pretty full from the dinner yesterday. So I had a light breakfast, but I'm still pretty sleepy, to be honest. I'd much rather do something that doesn't require as much fine work as this one does, because if you don't pay attention, you pull one of those printers off. And I will check chat periodically. Remember, I don't have 2 monitors. System potato setup, we only have 1 monitor. You know what? I feel I have to turn this off now. Alright. And then we move these guys. And I will check chat in just a second once I put these up. I'm gonna build a Flak 78 on Trailmakers later today. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I saw your boat and the carrier. The carrier was huge. Huge. And it's good that you like building things, right? Because fundamentally, building is harder than destroying something, right? Everyone can squash a bug, but all the doctors on the planet cannot bring that bug back to life. So that's just how our universe works, right? It's easier to destroy something than to build something. You see that? That was, and look, the hologram is still there. That is impressive. If you didn't see that clearly, just rewind the video. I allowed rewinding and you can catch up again. See how I grab it almost in the air? Again, the same trick. You know, I wish I knew how I do it. I'm just a little bit fast, I guess. Turned my lights off there for a second. That's okay. Then just turn those guys off. Just start printing. Oh, honestly, I don't feel really at peak right now. Did you see that? The third time I'm doing it. I don't know what's going on here. And then the open source camera with that pan. You see this? I'm like constantly fighting the camera. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle. All right, I'm checking chat. Oh, that was a big message there. Yeah, building things is primary thing in my life. I started building things since I was 5, and I still do. I also take robotics and engineering at my school, and I have a ton of Legos. That's great, right? Because that's the principle of life, right? That other than repetition, that building things takes more effort than destroying things, right? It's interesting that it always opens up with the blue side facing the player. It's like the least useful side, right? And in a sense, whoever designed this, right, made that decision. And I wonder why they made that decision this way. It always opens up with this side facing the player. You literally can't do anything with that side. And in a sense, right, because there's only like, I mean, there's 4 sides, but there is 2 blue sides and 2 white sides, right? So in a sense, they have a 50% chance of picking the right side to open up, to make this thing immediately useful to the player. And of a 50% chance, they picked the wrong one, unfortunately. Right, that also tells you that building something is twice challenging, right? Because it's not only enough that you build something, right? You need to also build it in a good way. It has to be useful, right? So I think after I do this here, I'll probably go take a shower and go hiking, do a big hike, hopefully. Oh, poopy. The problem is I'm in California and there is some forest fires, so there's smoke in the air. which isn't a big deal because I'm wearing a mask anyway. But the problem with the smoke is you don't see anything. It's just a haze everywhere, right? What is that weird effect that we saw there? Okay. Yeah, most people hate and don't have patience to build things, but I do love it. Literally built a Lego B17G that has 910 pieces that I built a month ago that took me like an hour and a half. Yeah, that is, you see what I mean, right? It's making stuff is not easy. Making stuff is not easy. And making stuff in a good way is also not easy. You see that? The concentration is lacking, right? And these guys are pretty fast. This is why I have only 2 of them, because I wouldn't be able to catch up. Alright, one more, and then we turn them off again here to get a little bit of a break. So no one has ever done this before, right? And I just want to show the devs that it's possible. You don't need to introduce exochips, right? This is possible. The exochips is just a shortcut. Let's see what happens if I open this guy. Not much. Cool. Hello, Car. You're new to this channel, aren't you? So this is a challenge. Let me walk you through a little bit what we're doing here. This is all in adventure mode, right? So I think you see that here. It's all in adventure mode. I start a new save every time System Error releases a patch. So this save game is about 2 months old. And so I got all these marbles. I have 1 leopard, 3 checker, and the rest I have no idea how many zebra balls I have. No idea, a lot. So currently we did a nanocarbon alloy challenge, right? Because System Error introduced the exochip. And so I was saying the exochip is not required. I had 12 of these containers. This is all nanocarbon alloy, right? And I just walk it through here, right? And then what we're doing now is we built already the platforms to host all of this, and we are making 4,800 RTGs. So they need to get onto those large storage silo Bs, right? And this is where we currently are. And I will show you on the splitter how much power we currently have. And sorry, the RTGs are a little bit rumbly, right? They are a little bit rumbly. So this is how much we currently have, 7,200. This will be somewhere around 19,000. So for the first time, the splitter will have to display 5 digits before the decimal, just to give you an idea. So this is a record. When you check my channel, last release, I made solar arrays around Aatrox, and I got 1,000 power doing that. And 2 save games ago, I made 1,007 shelters, and of course each shelter gives 1 power, so I also got 1,007 power. So we make those things that no one ever has done before. That's what I like. Colton is saying, I started working on my wind and solar field today, but the only thing I did was move the wind turbines and things around. Hey, Venice Potato, thanks for joining. I just explained that I do challenges, right? I start a new save game every time System Error releases a new patch. So this save game is about 2 months old, something like that, right? And last save game, the challenge that I did was solar arrays, the big ones, around Aatrox. and we made about 342 of them, and they result in slightly over 1,000 power. And I did this to show that, you know, the large wind turbines were not necessarily required, right? People were able to take care of their power needs with the solar arrays easily, right? It's sort of like a non-issue. By the way, for fennec potato, what is the rarest zebra ball in your opinion? In my opinion, I mean, definitely it's a tie between the leopard and the checker. Now, that said, in my last save game, and I could load this up, right? I can show you that I have 3 leopards and 1 checker. So in this save game, it's the opposite. I have 1 leopard and 3 checkers. So in my opinion, they are probably the leopards and the checkers are probably the same rarity, and the zebras are sort of more common. That's my feeling from playing this game now for, I don't know, since alpha basically. So I only play on stream, by the way, both of you, Car and Fennec Potato. I only play on stream, right? So whatever happens, you guys get to see. So if you guys want to get notified when I'm streaming, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. The bell icon will give you a notification. So this is how people like Colton, for example, whose nickname is Penny Owens in the chat, is able to know when I start streaming right away, and he can join and, you know, we can chat. Currently, I'm working on the 4,800 RTG challenge. We finished the 4,800 nanocarbon alloy challenge. It was done faster than I anticipated. This is why we are doing the RTG challenge. And by the way, if System Era releases the next patch before, that's, I need to do more. Before I can finish this challenge, then I fail. And so if they, let's say on Monday, release the next patch, that's it, I start a new game. So there's a true sense of urgency around this. I found the leopard, but still haven't found the checker. Yeah, I mean, it really depends, right? You know, you need to go looking a lot. If you want to go look for marbles, look on Kalidor. Kalidor has a lot of marbles. That said, I found a checker on silver, at the mantle layer. So, you know, while they are rare, it's sort of like, you know, a chance. You can find a checker ball on silver apparently. And I think I found a checker ball in the last save on the solo. So it's totally possible, right, to get those randomly. That said, I once found a zebra ball completely enclosed in soil. I was going with the rover, right, with the drill mod and the paver. It's too far, I can't reach it. I have to pull them twice now. Okay, now I can reach it. Put it somewhere here. This structure is huge. Huge. The terrain tool doesn't even reach anymore. I just move them so that I can move them to the final destination, right? It's so bright I can't see my cursor. Is this too far again? Sorry. I'm constantly fighting with the open source camera code in the game. Alright, hold on, this guy. Car, looks like you're trying to power the universe. Pretty nice. It's a record, right? It's a world record. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing things that no one has done before. So 2 saves ago, I did 1,007 shelters, right? Because System Era was giving out silicone in the holiday cheer event, and I didn't know what to do with the silicone, right? And the holiday cheer event was sort of infinite. So you got like diamonds, you know, graphene, aluminum alloy, you got all those things in the holiday cheer event, and I didn't, you know, you can't destroy resources, right? So I didn't know what to do with all that stuff. So what I ended up doing is I ended up making shelters out of the silicone. And by the way, the shelters you can also not destroy. That is something that I tried as well. With the diamond, it was easy. You just make a drill mod 3 and you shred it. And then the resource is gone, right? Because you have to imagine, in the holiday cheer event, my high score was 365,500, something like that, right? So I got hundreds of those resources, right? You can see on live stream that the base has like big piles of diamonds, huge piles of diamonds, right? That I didn't know what to do with them. And finally, what I ended up doing is, you know, just printing the mods, the drill mods, and shredding them. Because remember, the holiday cheer event, it needed scrap and astronium to make the cosmic baubles. So this is why I ended up shredding them, because the scrap I could reuse for the event. Wait, Retro, should I look for marbles on Calidor on the surface or the caves? The surface and the first cave layer. And I would use the VTOL. And you were, I mean, on Calidor, I must have found like 16. I even found on Calidor 2 zebras next to each other. Calidor is insane when it comes to marbles. It's absolutely insane. No doubt about it. I mean, you can find, you know, zebras everywhere. But to give you like an idea, right, on Novus, I found 1 zebra ball, 1. And I spent like an hour looking for it, right? So just to give you an idea of how difficult things are. And on Calidor, it's literally, you can't help it. Use the VTOL, I can't open this thing. Use the VTOL, put a hydrazine canister on that thing, like the medium one, and start looking for walls. The strategy that I do is I go north, south, east, west, and then I take the shuttle, go to another bubble, and I repeat the same thing, north, south, east, west. And you just keep doing that, and you will find like dozens. Does it have on the back? Yeah, okay, cool. And sorry, you know, I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't have that much money. I only have 1 monitor, so I can't see chat. You guys see that? I can't see chat while I'm playing. I have to switch windows, which I do frequently, but while I'm doing this, I can't switch windows. All right, so these are printing here the second set. That's good. Turn you off, and now I will check chat again. Okay, well, I think that I'm fixing to go to find some more on Calidor. Yes. So bye, Retro. I'll email you later. Yeah, sounds good. Have you found all the chess pieces? You know, the chess pieces, fennec potato is, it's not for me. Chess pieces is, you know, I don't know. I'm not that type of person that I will go looking for chess pieces, you know. Plus, lots of people have done this before. What I like doing is something that no one has done before. Because, you know, on YouTube, you need to do special content, original content, right? To get viewers. So if people have done the chess pieces, and you know, chess pieces, looking for chess pieces also doesn't make for good content, because what happens is that you spend an hour flying in the VTOL and you find like a couple of chess pieces, right? In a sense, no one wants to watch that, right? It's an hour of someone flying with the VTOL and talking, and nothing is happening, right? It's sort of like what I'm doing now, but at least you get to see this huge structure here, right, that you have never seen before. So there is at least a little bit of a redeeming quality, but I do have to admit that making the RTGs here is boring content, right? I'm aware of that, no doubt about that. So Yeah, and I stream every day. Today I will stream twice actually. I'm streaming now. It's morning for me. It's like 11 something, 11:30. So I will stream again at like 5 or 6. Because I'm really worried that System Era might release a new patch and then I fail on that challenge. Right, so I want to at least complete this, and if I complete it, then what I will do is go look for more zebra walls. And I also need to do the Wanderer. I haven't finished the Wanderer yet. But the chess pieces, you know, I understand that some people like that kind of, like my wife would like that, right? She likes to like look for things for hours and then find that one rare thing. My wife is playing Elder Scrolls Online or just ESO, and she has that super rare cheese. It's just like a block of cheese. It's round, and it's super unique. So other players come to her house in the game, right, to look at the cheese. And it's just a piece of cheese. It does have a glow effect on it, you know. So she is that kind of personality. For me, I like building stuff. I like doing things, you know. And doing things is also a little bit more interesting content to show on YouTube, if that makes sense. Even though, to be honest, I do have to admit that this here is not the most interesting thing to do. And again, I stream every day, and I only play on stream. There's no off-camera playing, right? Whatever happens, you guys get to see, right? The good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. We had ugly streams as well, right? So if you want to get notified, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. The bell icon will give you an in-app notification, or if you don't have the YouTube app installed, it will give you an email. Yeah, this is unfortunately a little bit tedious here, but what can I do? We need to do this 4,800 times, right? So there's that. That's how it works. I'm using 2 printers because I can keep up with 2. But if we would have more printers, I probably would start lagging. And there's another problem with this type of base. You need to absolutely use platforms because things will fall through the base if you save the game. And maybe even if you leave the planet, could also be that they will start falling, or maybe just if you go far away, they will start falling through the base. So everything has to be on platforms. I learned that the hard way. Well, this looks really cool, right? See, I have like 2 different purples. They are both from Novus. This is Novus core, and this is Novus first cave layer. Right? It does look amazing, but it's not the most stable thing. Yeah, I really appreciate that you guys are here because, you know, talking to myself is not like the greatest thing. So if you want to know something or just chat or talk, feel free to put it in chat. I do check chat like, you know, every 30 seconds, but I can't see it simultaneously because I only have 1 monitor. Some of the bigger YouTubers, right, they have 2 monitors, but I don't even have a desk, to be honest. This is a dinner table that I'm using. By the way, if you guys are interested about the gear that I'm using, it's in the description of this stream, sort of like at the very bottom. Is the gear that I'm using. So there's a couple of things that you probably will laugh about, like my speakers. My speakers are pretty potato. But some of the things you probably have never seen, like the keyboard that I'm using, is unique. You probably have never seen a person use this type of keyboard before. And that is because this is my work computer, so it's optimized for work, not for playing, right? How many do we have? 2 more. And then this set over here. I mean, you can go over here. Why not? That's fine. Yeah, I stream every day and I only play on stream. It's all adventure mode. There is no creative mode. I think it's worth it for the cool base though. Man, the base is awesome. I have to admit that it wasn't my idea. I saw this on Reddit. It wasn't as big, right? They just used this area here in the middle. They didn't expand to the like I did like this, right? They didn't go that far. They just used that central area. But you know, why not? Why not use the entire thing? You do get a curvature of the planet problem though. That if you go far out, right, you can see that it sort of aims towards the clouds here. So you couldn't do that infinitely because eventually you will hit the clouds. There's also maybe something that I was contemplating. Should I make a base in space? You know, that's a possibility for my next save. And I start a new save every time there is a new patch, right? I mentioned that before. This guy here is super eager. He needed to print one more. Hold on, I will try to do this. Okay. So that we at least have an even amount, right? Move this over here again. Checking chat real quick. Yep. If you guys want to talk, feel free to talk. I mean, this is pretty monotonous work, right? Anywhere is fine, as long as you do something there. 4,800 is what the goal is. And we have the nanocarbon. By the way, behind me is a nanocarbon automation. If you guys want to see that, I'll give you a walkthrough, no problem. Just let me know in chat. You want to see how I do nanocarbon. I sort of have a minimalist approach, but it is a linear system. I saw someone on Reddit that had a centralized system. So all the chemistry labs are next to each other. That's sort of centralized. Well, I have a maybe decentralized system, right? Where the chemistry labs are in line with the production needs. Yeah, the base looks awesome, right? I agree. Let's turn these off now. Was this the last one? I think it was, right? So we need to pull them over again. And I haven't really decided yet where I want to put the new ones. Might make sense to put them in the bag. Yeah, everything I do is always on live stream, so you guys can go back like to December last year when I started this channel and can see what I was doing there. Everything that I do is always on live stream. Will you click in? I mean, anywhere? Anywhere is fine. Anywhere is fine. I will position you later. So if you guys want to get a walk through the nanocarbon automation, let me know. I will walk you through. It's too far. My speakers actually start not rendering the sound correctly. If you guys stick around a little bit, I will walk in this field and shut up so that you guys can hear the sound. The sound is amazing. This is Dunsky's. So I don't know, let's put them here maybe, like so. So we did it all the way to the end, that's good. I need to check it one more time. I want to make sure that everything is cool. There's a lot of them. Alright, hold on. One more. Then we go do a checkerino here real quick. Is it all full? Yeah? All the way to the end. Okay, I will shut up and walk through this thing so that you guys can hear the sound. Cool? Was that cool or what? I will for sure be watching this every day. Keep up the great work. Thanks, man, Cocker. Where do you recommend I should get ammonium from for hydrazine? Um, you know, because I want you to subscribe and watch my channel, I will show you something. So first, here's the automation, right? Hydrogen, chemistry lab, ammonium goes in here. Then the hydrazine that is being manufactured is being moved to here. Now this is, I moved the chemistry lab, right? But this chemistry lab will make graphene. The graphene is being fed into this. Titanite goes here. Titanium is being smelted. Titanium is being fed in here. There is the nitrogen, goes in here to make titanium alloy. Then here is soil into organic. Here is where the hematite goes, gets smelted into steel. Steel goes into this one. Gets smelted into iron. Iron goes into this one with the carbon. It becomes steel and the argon here, right? Argon right there. And then this one moves steel over to this guy. And this one moves titanium alloy into this guy, and this guy makes nanocarbon alloy. So that's that. Now, you wanted to know where to get ammonium at the mantle layer. I will show you real quick. So even on Silva, by the way, I need to park the rover off base because it gets stuck in the base when I save. The wheels just get a little bit into the soil, and I can't even turn the wheels. Nothing works. I have to package the rover every single time. So while the base looks really cool, it's buggy as heck. So this is Silva, of course, right? So we just go down to the mantle layer. And I will show you all the ammonium that I have down there. And that was almost enough to make 9,600 ammonium, right? Because you need twice as much to make 4,800 hydrazine, to make 4,800 graphene, to make 4,800 titanium alloy, right? This rover is completely free fall. Okay, so there we are. By the way, the checker ball I found back there, right about here somewhere. So I walked by this checker ball like maybe a dozen times. Didn't see it because it was behind one of those things. This rover is acting a little bit up. Give this rover like a second to chill out a little bit, and then I will show you where I get ammonium. So ammonium silver at the mantle layer is fine. Here's where I have one of those ammoniums. And I will show you my ammonium power. Oh, this one is full. See, this one is actually full. So I'll just show you here. Alright, there's the auto extractor for the ammonium, and this one is completely full. You guys can see, right? This is for the overclocking. You use one button repeater and two delay repeaters. The delay repeaters are set to 9. And then this makes ammonium. That is sort of like the version 2 or version 3 of the ammonium. I will show you like version 1 and version 2. Version 2 has been dismantled already. And I understand that there is a backpack here. I know that. I looked at the backpack a couple times. It has like 4 tethers on it. So here is my version 1 ammonium. Right, and you guys see it's just these things. And that stuff has been working for like 3 weeks now. But the problem is it makes 68 ammonium. That's it. If you need 400, 68 is not much of a help. And then here is where I used to have the version 2 ammonium. I had two auto extractors here, right, that were sucking the ammonium out of this space. You guys can see there's like a little bit ammonium here, and unfortunately they ran dry, so I repurposed them for lithium now. Checking chat. Yes. When do you recommend? Okay. Does the auto extractor harvest forever, or does it eventually run out? So that is a very interesting question. Step one, this indicator on the auto extractor is bugged, right? If I reposition it, I will reposition it now, but it's full, it can't do anything, right? But if I reposition it, look, it resets to like a higher level, but I don't know what that indicates. That does not indicate how much ammonium is in the ground, right? One thing that you need to, that I observed over time is, let's say the first time you set something up and the indicator is maybe 80–90% full. So it's a really fat deposit, right? You might get 350 of that resource, and then the indicator runs empty. It's like completely dark green, right? So the indicator is empty. And then you reposition it and the indicator snaps back. Let's say if it was 90%, it will snap to like 88%, to give you an idea how that works, right? And the next time it might be able to pull like 250 resources. So the first one was 350, then 250, right? And the indicator runs out. So you go and you reposition the auto extractor again, and the indicator now, instead of 88, maybe it goes down to 85, right? It slowly diminishes. And the next time, maybe you get 200 resources. So you have this game where the indicator runs out, you need to reposition the auto extractor, and eventually you will be in a situation that happened to me with graphite, where it pulled 5 graphite, and then the indicator runs out. So the indicator is a little bit of a false show of how many resources are there, right? Because the indicator might still show 20%, but it only pulls 5 graphite, right? Or 5 of that resource. So it's not really that indicative of how much of a resource is there. You will see over time, right, that you will get fewer and fewer resources. So you will reposition, you will get 50 resources. You will reposition, you will get 20 resources. You will reposition, you will get 5 before the indicator runs completely out. And that is, then it tells me that this deposit is done for, right? It's not producing enough anymore. I was wondering that too. Thanks for the help. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I stream every day and I do those challenges on stream, right? So every time a new game gets released, I start a new save, right? So whatever you guys see here, that happened in 2 months. And I don't stream long. It's like maybe 90 minutes, right? 90 minutes every day. Except for weekends. Sometimes on weekends I have 2 streams. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes I have to do work, right? Things like that. And if I go on vacation, I pre-record something. So I will be on vacation September 10th through September 13th or something like that, 14th, whatever the Monday is. And I will pre-record the Wanderers missions. Right? There's 7 planets and one picture. So there is sort of like 8 things to do, right? So maybe I will do 2 things in each recording because I need to pre-record 4 days, something like that. So even if I'm on vacation, right, I pre-record something so that you guys have something to watch. Typically the thumbnail will be visually different so that you can tell, right, that it's pre-recorded. But everything that I do is on YouTube, right? There's nothing that I do that is behind the scenes. So if you're interested in this kind of authentic content, in a sense, right? This is real, as real as it gets, right? Then please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bell icon will let you know about when I start streaming. So, I know this is a little bit boring here, but, it can't be automated. What can I say? It can't be automated. Anywhere is fine, as long as it is there. Yeah, so the first challenge was actually in this safe was to make 4,800 nanocarbon alloy. And I did that because System Air introduced the exochips, right? And I was in sort of disagreement with, are the exochips really needed? In my mind, it will be more useful to have a printer that can take more than 4 resources, right? Let's say you want to print a spaceport, right? And the spaceport needs, 20 aluminum alloy, 20 silicone, something like that, right? We don't have this capability in the game because the printers are limited to 4 resources each. So I think the problem is not, you guys see that guy fall down there? The problem is not that, exochips, you need a rare resource. I think you need a better printer. That's what I'm trying to say. And because I'm dealing with that many resources, I mean, you guys can see this is all like nanocarbon and this is all like lithium here, right? Because I deal with that many resources, one of the things that I noticed as well is that you can't destroy resources in the game. It's really not that easy. And I think it would make sense to maybe be able to print a resource storage building that can hold, I don't know, infinite amount of resources. Why not, right? Or maybe it can hold 9,999 or something like that, right? Because I have somewhere on this base, I have a large resource canister with 200 iron. And I just overproduced, right? It was not a perfect fit. So I have now 200 iron that I don't know what to do with it. And really honestly, the 200 iron, it would need 6 medium resource canisters, 6, to fill it over, right? To move it over. So it's not a solution, right? We would need something that scales better in the game, right? Like a resource building that can hold infinite resources. Because the problem is also, see, in like 2 safe games ago, right, during the holiday cheer, and that is why I built the shelters, because we got all that silicone. I had literally mounds of silicone. You need to check out some of those safe games, right? It was embarrassing. It was on Glacier, where I did the event, right? And the next to a gateway, and the entire gateway was just like full, piled with resources, right? Eventually I started scrapping, making something from the resources, because the scrap I could reuse for the event, so that was useful. But some of the resources I wasn't able to scrap, like silicone. I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess you could make a paver and scrap the paver, right? That's a possibility. But instead, I made shelters, right? Because I already had the silicone, and the shelters gave me power, right? So I had like 32 power or something like that on Glacier, and that gave me the idea, hey, let's make a city, right? Let's make a city out of the shelters. And I decided to make the city on Atrox because Atrox is always such a difficult planet that I wanted to show the planet that it has been colonized properly, right? So we built 1,007 shelters. Yeah, I stream every day. Whatever happens, it's always on stream, it's always on YouTube. This way when I do a record, no one can dispute it, right? You guys can always see it. You guys can see everything that happens. I mean, most gamers, most streamers, right? They will stage things. I don't do that. And oh, we are not done ski yet. We need to do more here. A lot of the Astroneer streamers also have how-to videos. I typically don't make how-to videos because there's too much of it already out there, right? If someone has a question, they can just simply join on stream, and I'm happy to show them stuff, right? Actually, someone asked me to load my previous save, and I did it for them on live stream, right? I just loaded the previous save and I showed them the previous save. And I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. It's cool. Yeah, and this here is also to show system error, right? That while we have automation, the automation is not really complete. Right? We need to be able to handle this type of situation here as well. Right? Unfortunately, this can only be done manually. And my idea is if you could print a robot and do an activity, and the activity would be recorded, and then the robot would do it, the activity for you. There's some games like that, like Satisfactory has trucks, that you go into the truck and you drive the truck once on a route, and then the truck follows that route automatically. It has sort of like an autopilot. Right? So there's capabilities like that in games that exist today. I feel like your game is going to crash, and I'm wondering how it has not yet. Stay on. I will, after this finishes printing, I will show you something. It won't crash, don't worry. I mean, occasionally it crashes, but it crashes due to graphic glitches. Like, you know, when I break through the world fabric and the graphics engine can't render it properly, then the game just fizzles out of existence. That happens. But that's okay, then, you know, we just restart the game, no problem. So stick around and I will show you my previous save game to give you an idea. The game won't crash. That's actually really good. All right, so here's my previous save games. So you see here, my current save has 16.5 meg in size. This previous save has 32.6 meg in size. This was the one with the 1007 shelters. It has 61.9 meg in size. Right? So the game won't crash, don't worry. I mean, it occasionally crashes, but for other reasons. That's when the graphic engine has difficulties rendering something. And it usually doesn't have difficulties rendering this kind of stuff. Look how fast I can go. I don't know even if YouTube will be able to keep this up. Right? This renders perfectly fine. When the game needs to render something that doesn't exist, then it typically crashes. Like when I bump with the VTOL into the surface of the game world and I crash through it or something like that, then the game goes bye-bye. I need to print another set of 6. The stuff doesn't make itself. This is by the way steel here. All full of steel because these structures require 3 steel each. Like the last time the game crashed, I was going around Silva with the VTOL. Very high. Are we done in the back? Yep. Very high at fastest speeds, and the game had to render something into existence and it didn't work. The game just, typically what happens is that the game just fizzes out of existence. It's just no longer with us. Now you have me worried, so I will save the game real quick. Now you have me worried. Alright, we'll stop this in just a moment. Oh man, this open source camera code. So this is the last set that I'm going to print in this stream, because there's only so much of it that I can take. So, by the way, my speakers cannot render the sound here. I just have a crackling sound. Just want to point that out. That maybe on YouTube you guys can hear this, but I personally cannot hear this. If you guys don't know what speakers I'm using, link is in the description at the bottom. They are $50 speakers, and they can't keep up with this. It's just a crackling sound for me. I don't see my cursor here. So it's pretty cool that we are sort of all the way to the end. That is nice. First time today. Really? Seriously? Alright, hold on. Again. It's just... Alright, hold on, skis. Something is... Oh, I see. Okay, this is a little bit getting difficult here. Maybe I'm tired, I don't know. It's a possibility. I can't see my cursor because it's so bright. Alright, Julio. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do something here. I wanted to print that other tall storage thingy. Let's see if I can figure this out. I wanted to print, I think it needs also ceramic, because the light doesn't do anything over there. Panic Potato, do you like the new Qt RTGs? Yeah. The Qt RTGs are awesome. By the way, if you are looking for Qt RTGs, go to Vesenia to the core. Vesenia core has tons of Qt RTGs. I pulled like 5 in this save game, 7 in the previous one. I need the other tall structure. This one. Right? Alright, let's print it. And then I will want to put this one on the other one and the lights on. You see what I'm saying? Because the lights do nothing at the moment. Right? The lights do nothing at the moment. So let's try to do that. I made this extra wide so that I don't like fall to my death like every second. Hold on. I don't even hear the unpacking sound, to be honest. Will this work? Well, if it doesn't fall, it would work maybe. Okay, then we take this and put it here. I don't know if it will work. It's the first time I'm doing this. It's an idea that I had. I mean, it should work, right? And then this guy should snap onto this guy. I can't see. Where's the lights? Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe I need to tilt it a little bit. Like so. That seems to be okay-ish, right? It's so large. But hopefully when it gets night, we'll be able to see something here. That's the idea. Because previously we were not able to see anything. It kind of sucked. Good to know. Yeah, Vesenia at the core. Sometimes I found in this safe, I found a QTRTG just on the ground. Just on the ground. And another QTRTG was on a platform. You just pull it from the platform, no problem. And then the remaining QTRTGs I found on Vesenia were at the core in EXO research aids. And the EXO research aid, you just need some Astroneer, but you're already at the core, right? So it's easy to just open it up. So we'll make this set of 6, and then we're going to read out the power. And typically, you know, for YouTube, I need some screenshots for the thumbnails. Otherwise, YouTube is not going to show the video. And by the way, the thumbnail needs to have some writing on it. YouTube doesn't like just a plain picture. It favors if there's some text on the picture. And the more complex the picture is, the more YouTube will show your video. It's a little bit crooked here. And we turn this off after it starts distributing the resources. Yeah, Vesenia has a ton of PTRTGs. You can also find marbles at the core. I think I found like 2 or 3 this safe, and maybe 5 in the last safe. Each safe is a little bit different. By the way, did you know that the amount of bytes that you get from a research item depends on your safe? So if you, let's say, go Atrox core and you have a research item on the Atrox core, in one safe you get like 20,000, in the other safe you get 19,000. It depends on your safe, how many bytes you're getting. So it's getting night now. You know, it illuminates like a bunch of them, but really honestly, I don't feel it does anything. Let's check this out after. Actually, let's check it out now since there is night. I don't know how long there will be light. I mean, it illuminates the top of a couple of them. You see? I mean, the structure is so huge that you get some light here from whatever is over there. And then you get a little bit of light here. How many does it illuminate? I don't know. Not much. I think it's hopeless to try to illuminate this thing, or I make like a lot of them, but then they only reach to about here. The light reaches to about here, right? So I don't know how to make lights in the middle. That might be a thing to do here. You know, I want people to be able to see the stuff, but it can't be like too complex. So one thing that is fun that you could try is, if you want power, it's I think the easiest way of getting power is making solar arrays around the planet. It doesn't have to be, you can use extenders, right? It doesn't have to be densely packed. it will be sufficient if you just use some extenders. That's fine. I actually did solar arrays around the Solo first, before I did them around Aatrox. And the best way to do that is to use the rover to print the solar arrays. Right, use the rover to print the solar arrays. Make the resources for the solar arrays and then just use the rover. Do you ever work on these challenges off camera? No, never. Never. Everything that I do is always public. And I typically don't have people join me in games either to help. I mean, it did happen that I had someone join, but it was to complete the overachiever, right? Because the overachiever, you need to collaborate. But I don't work, I don't ever play this game and not stream. That doesn't happen. And if I'm going on vacation, I will record it and post the recording while I'm out on vacation. So it's truly whatever happens, you guys can see every single moment of everything that happened. But sometimes something goes wrong, you can actually go back 2 streams and find out what happened. I forgot to turn a resource canister to enable output. Right? And then what happened is the resources were not able to be deposited into the canister. You can see everything that happens. Sweet. I do occasionally play other games, but like maybe an hour, and if it's not good, I'm not going to continue playing it. If it were to be a good game and I like it, I would stream it. And there's a couple of games that I tried. Battletech was one of them, but it's just really a extremely time-consuming grind. You know, because you do those missions in those robots, and you know, it's random. If you hit the enemy robot or not, it's sort of random, right? But everything like matters. You shoot like expensive rocket. Now you need the money to get the rocket again. You miss something, the enemy hits you, you are at a disadvantage. So I didn't like that game. It was too much of a grind. Basically, you know, to really honest, what is going on here is that after work, I play like an hour and a half, right? And then I watch some Amazon Prime or whatever, right? Just to relax. And in December, I figured out how to stream. And there was a key technology, that's the camera that you guys are seeing. I will show you. See this camera where the background behind me, it takes that background away. So that was the key to making the streaming work, right? Because before that, I didn't know, I didn't have the capability of taking the background away. Right? And no one wants to see my background. I'm sitting in the garage. Behind me, there's kitchen cabinets. It's nothing fun to look at. Almost done, and then this one and one more, and then we'll take a look at the power again. Yeah, but you guys can see everything that I did, right? The graphite, the ammonium, everything that I did to get the nanocarbon, right? All the challenges that I had, and there were like different waves of challenges, right? There was a wave where ammonium was running low, and so I started making ammonium on glacial. Then there was a wave where this is empty. There was a wave where graphite was running low, and we started expanding graphite production. So what we do is we take one of those nanocarbons, put it right here, and we take one of those lithiums, put it right here. You know, for projects of this scale, you need to sort of be, the large resource canisters is the only thing that works. I tried in the beginning, you saw the ammonium downstairs. I have to go, but hopefully I'll be able to join later a stream. Alright, take care. Fennec Potato. Fennec Potato. You guys have awesome names. I also like Car. I forgot that this is the second side, so we'll just do this like so. You need to be a little bit on top of those printers. They are not slow. The medium ones do suck though. That is a reality. The medium ones do suck. And the large ones are so slow. Oh my god, the large ones are so slow. Almost there. Okay, we have now 3 viewers on. Thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, I stream every day. I only play on stream. And I start a new save every time there is a patch released. So this save game is 2 months old. And what we are currently doing is, I always do challenges. This is the 4800 RTG challenge. And before we did solar arrays around Aatrox as a challenge. And before that we did build a city out of shelters. We built 1,700 shelters. We built like a little city out of shelters. So I do those challenges and it's always live. I never play off stream. Alright, let's put those guys here. See, I mean the game renders, this is as far as I can go, right? But the game renders, I will do a spin, so if you have some issues with that, right, don't look. But I will do a spin, I will start slowly. And I will speed it up. Right, so the game has no problem rendering that. Imagine it crashed. While I'm trying to demo it. Imagine it crashed. Alright, so these ones go here maybe. Like so. And then we have sort of one here. I could possibly move this over, right? I could possibly move this over a little bit. Let's see. If I were to put these ones here for now. Jesus. Excuse me. Do you have a good PC or is it just not big game to render? My PC is 7 years old. The specs of an equivalent, but you know, new PC are in the description below. You can click on the link and you can see what I have. Right? Because I think it is important that people see this is perfect. It just fits two here, as if it was meant to be. Fits right there. So the link to the specification is down below. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we should put the empty ones here because they are sort of getting out of hand a little bit. Like here maybe? Okay. The distances are huge. Why did this guy not suck up the lithium here? You guys seeing that? There's lithium here. This guy is on enable. You see that? No, it sucked it in. Oh, well, what was the difference from before? That was a little bit mysterious, right? So this is sort of like what we have currently. Yeah, I mean, it's not the world's best PC, right? I don't know if you're aware that some of the streamers, like Ninja and so, right? They have server blades, right? Where one computer is $20,000. But, you know, this guy makes like $150,000 a month, right? So I can't possibly compete with that. Let's take a picture for the thumbnails, because YouTube needs the thumbnails. And then let's read out how much power we have here. Oh, it's sort of like, I don't know if you can even see this entire thing, like so, might be maybe a good thumbnail. This is as, it doesn't even fit on the screen. Maybe if I go a little bit further. Oh yeah, like so. Right, there's my thumbnail right here. So my PC is 7 years old, but it was state of the art back then. And here's the power. This is what you guys have been waiting for. 8,160. 8,160. So I think this is it for today's stream. For today morning stream. I will stream again in the afternoon around maybe 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, something like that. So what I typically do is I just go into a shelter and save the game there, just in case there's issues with the game having bugs. Like so. And you guys can see that every time I do the same thing, right? Every time I do the same thing. Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, thanks, man. Car, I appreciate it. That is really nice of you. Again, I stream every day. I only play on stream. If you guys want to get notified when I'm playing, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bell icon will give you an in-app notification, or if you don't have the YouTube app installed, it will simply send you an email, and then you can join and we can talk. That's it for this morning. I see you guys later.